Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early, man. It's 3 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I had to laugh there because I woke up late this morning. Actually, to do this video, I have to wake up about 1:30, 2 o'clock, and I'll spend about 2 hours trying to find a story that I feel strongly about, something I want to talk about. Then I'll spend another hour. I spend about a total of 2.5 hours working up a video to sit here for 10 minutes and talk to you guys. I make all these notes and stuff. Sometimes I have pages. Oh, this is a new notebook. I have pages of notes. I woke up late this morning, so I have to do my usual thing. I pray. One of the first things I do is pray, and that's just a personal thing between me and God. I don't sit here. I'm not going to tell you guys you should pray, or you're not going to go to heaven if you don't pray. But it's something I believe in strongly since I got clean and sober. It's just a personal thing that I feel it feels an important part of my day. My life has gone so amazingly good since I got clean and sober that I feel that it's benefited me. And that's it. That's the simple part of it. If you guys, but what you guys do with your mornings is really none of my business. Why am I talking about this? One of the first stories, I got lucky because I woke up late, but one of the first stories I came across I felt strongly about, and I decided to talk about. And it's about Charlie Kirk, okay? Let me see this first. Charlie Kirk, these guys look like clones. There's about 3 or 4 of these guys. They're young guys in their 20s, late 20s, early 30s. Nick Fuentes, Charlie Kirk, and there's 2 or 3 other ones. You have to forgive me if I don't remember their names right now, but there's a good 3 or 4 of them, and they all look identical. They're these young, smarmy looking little pasty pencil neck guys that are talking about masculinity and what they, what young men should do about this and that. And I came across a story this morning, and it really just amazes me. It makes me wonder. It's Charlie Kirk, and it's a short clip. It's down below. The clip will be down below on the story about him talking. I think the story is on LGBTQ magazine. That story is down below too. But I'll put the clip right on top. And he's in a church. And like I said, he's a young guy, late 20s, early 30s, pasty looking, it's all got to be conformity. He's got the conforming haircut, the conforming look and clothes. Speaking of conformities, you guys see the Republican debate? It all looked like they were wearing a uniform. I talk about Republicans and conservatives and how everybody has to conform. If somebody doesn't conform, it really freaks them out. They all turn on that one person. And that's what I'm talking about. Trans people this morning. Or gay people. Because that's what Charlie Kirk was talking about in this video. Okay, in this video, Charlie Kirk talks about, it opens up, it's only about maybe not even a 20-second clip. But it's offensive. It's extremely bizarre, offensive, and it's telling. He opens up by saying, he says, one of the things that assaults our senses so much, that gets in their faces, he's talking to the church there, is trans people. And then he goes on to say that trans people are a middle finger, a throbbing middle finger to God. Okay, let's just stop right there. I thought about that. To me, that sounds like some kind of telling deep psychological thing. Have my fingers ever throbbed? No. But another part of my body has throbbed, and I started thinking about that. You know what I mean? I think it's a slip, what they call a Freudian slip. I think this guy is thinking about throbbing. Honestly, I'm not trying to be funny here. But have your fingers ever throbbed? No, my fingers have never, unless I hit it with a hammer. But has my fingers ever throbbed? No. There's another part of my body that throbs, and that's what I think. Charlie Kirk. I think it's a Freudian slip. I'm not being funny here. So he says the trans people are a throbbing middle finger to God, and then he says, "Oh, we're in a church, and so we gotta get our hate right from the Bible." So he goes into Deuteronomy, and he starts reading. I don't know if this is actually in the Bible, and if it is, it's bull. It says he claims it says that men shall not wear women's clothes, and women shall not wear men's clothes. Okay, let's just stop right there. Are you telling me that I'm not going to go to heaven because of the cloth I wear on my body? That if I wear a pink shirt, God's going to get angry at me and send me to hell? Is that, or let's just say I decide to wear a dress. So maybe I get a rash from riding my bike, which has happened before. And it's just more comfortable for me. Because what's America about? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? If you're doing your own thing and you're pursuing your happiness and your dream, it's really nobody else's business. That's what America was founded on. So if I'm uncomfortable and I want to wear a dress, it's really nobody else's business. Does it hurt anybody else? Oh, the children. What about the children? Let's talk about that for a second. I've gone to Cape Cod, P-Town, Provincetown in Cape Cod. I've gone there many times. And there's trans performers right in the street, like on Fridays and Saturdays, Sundays, all through the summer, with tens of thousands of people going by. And even young men in banana hammocks dancing in the street. And it's part of the culture. Does it look dangerous? Does it look something you should shield your child's eyes from? No. I mean, if it's all up to the parents. Again, this is America. You get to choose how to raise your child. There's a lot of parents out there that probably don't agree with people bringing their kids to monster truck shows. It's going to make them deaf. Or bringing their kids to violent movies. Or bringing their kids to MMA fights. I think, I don't have kids, but if I did have kids, I think I would rather them kind of get a kick out of seeing a man dressed up as Lucille Ball or Cher, and doing his act. I'd rather have my kids see that than have them see one guy beat another guy senseless in the ring, to the point where they need stitches or their eye comes out of their socket. But that in this culture, that's manly. Let's talk about this culture for a second here too. Going back to Afghanistan, right? Why do we invade Afghanistan supposedly? Besides for 9/11, the Taliban, the theocracy. They were telling people what to do because it was religion mixed in with government, and we thought these people should be free. That's exactly what these people are doing now. The right wing of this country is turning this into a theocracy, where the rest of the world is starting to look at us like we looked at Afghanistan. Just in the news recently, like in Mexico, they've made abortion legal in most of the country, in most of the world it is. The United States is turning into a theocracy. I think we forget about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness here. I don't see how it's anybody's business, really. How he could stand up here, Charlie Kirk could stand up there and talk about how he's so offended. And he knows that it's the throbbing middle finger to God. The throbbing middle finger to God. I don't know. That's about all I got to say about that. I'm sorry if this video, I said way more than I thought I was going to say about this. But remember, if you have a problem with trans people, remember, this country is about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And if it doesn't affect you or your kids, just turn your head if you don't want to see it. Because that's what other parents do. What do you do with your kids? Anyway, I'll be back later, and I will have a better, more cohesive video this afternoon. You guys have a good Tuesday.